What's up, Dirty Cones? So first I want to say thank you to Andrew. He, needed that Dr. Pepper. He's got an Instagram that I can't think of what it is at the moment, but it's something about Pararescue. I'm sorry, Andrew. My mind's on a different subject right now, but, and then I thought, well, I'll give him a shout out and say thank you, but he's got good PJ pictures. A little bit of PJ porn for you guys if you guys are looking for pics and pretty good quotes, and him and another guy run it. So there was some guy on there and he was saying Rangers are better than PJs and blah blah blah, and that PJs can't do their jobs, and you know, and Andrew got into an argument with the kid and they're going back and forth, and then this guy says that Jason Cunningham was this PJ because he couldn't hack it as a SEAL, and I happen to know Jason Cunningham, or knew Jason Cunningham, and he got into being a PJ because he liked to help people, wanted to help people rather than, you know, other things. There is nothing wrong. You want to be a SEAL, be a SEAL. You want to be a PJ, be a PJ. Different people do different things. You know, that's why there are people who are doctors and dentists and gynecologists and podiatrists and dermatologists. Right? Everybody's doing their job to make the world a better place. You know, you just feel like, well, you know what? I like this. I would do this. This is what fits with me. And so for this guy to talk crap about the dead is mind-blowing, but also illustrates, you know, Pararescue's been around for a while. We're happy the way we are. We don't need to get in arguments with people, especially on the internet. It doesn't do any good. Getting in a fight on the internet is like nothing. I mean, what's it going to change? I mean, especially if this guy's the kind of guy that would say something, you should never speak ill of the dead. I don't care if they were, except for Hitler. Hitler, you can say all the shit you want about that guy. But regular people, no. So if this guy's the kind of guy that on the internet is gonna, you know, blast and say horrible things about somebody he has no idea about, there's nothing you're gonna say that's gonna change this guy or make him see the light or, you know, draw him into the fact that he's a moron. So don't argue with people. It's not worth it. Lowering yourself to their to where they live, you know, and it's not worth it. So I thank him for, you know, saying that and doing that, but in the long run, life's too short to try to argue with people like that, so forget him, you know. So there's that, and I'm honored that you guys, you know, think that highly of us. That's awesome, but you know, we're all Americans, so it's his God-given right to be an idiot. So just let him be an idiot. That's what you got to do, you know. Like you defend, you know, not the speech that you like, but you defend the speech that you don't like, because it's America. You can say whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And why? Because, you know, that's what people have lived and died for, so we can do it. So, you know, whatever. Alright, so on a happier note, somebody was asking me, like, the first time I jumped, like, what it was like. And they always say your first jump, I guess they revolve a lot on things being too dumb, but, you know, you don't realize what could happen to you. You know, your brain doesn't know, so it's like, okay, we're good, because, you know, I don't know what kind of danger I'm in, and, so it's a good time, you know. I mean, that first jump and the air in your face, and, you know, you're looking down, and there's parachutes everywhere, and people running off of other parachutes, which you can't do with the new chutes, but the old chutes, you could, and so people were running off parachutes, and, you know, and you hear the Sergeant Airborne down below, hold what you got, Airborne, you know, and they're yelling at you, and, you know, PLF and all this stuff. And basically Airborne is, I think it was like 4 weeks pain for, you know, about 30 seconds of fun. Because that's about how long you go out of the plane and boom, and you hit the ground. And it was cold, it was miserable. We were in the old barracks. I've heard they got new barracks, so they're better. The food wasn't that good. We called Airborne Air Force Appreciation, and that was my second. Going to the combat dive school with the Special Forces, you know, that was awesome. The food was good. The instructors were, you know, excellent. Like, everything was good to go. So it didn't prepare me for Airborne, where I'm like, what? This is what the Army is? Oh man, I'm glad I joined the Air Force. So that was fun. But let's see. All right, so first jump, you know, went easy. I think I was somewhere in the middle of my stick. I don't remember. And go out, land. You know, you're like, woo, that was fun. What's funny is my last jump. So night combat equipment, and there was something wrong. Or not maybe something wrong, but there was something iffy about my shoe. And but they didn't catch it till we were in the air. And so we're in the air, we're getting ready to go, and the two jump masters start arguing about whether I can jump. You know, and so I'm a young airman, you know, I don't know anything. And they're like, no, he can do it. No, he can't. Yes, he can. No, he can't. So they send my entire stick without me, and I'm still there. And so they do a pass just for me. And I'm standing, you know, and they're like, okay, he can go. And, you know, it's a little unnerving anyway, but if you get two dudes arguing over whether or not you're going to live, you know, that's a little scary. So I'm standing there, it's dark, there's nobody in the plane except for probably the loadmaster, me, and, you know, the two jump masters, because everybody else is gone. I'm the last one. And so we're sitting there, so I'm standing there in the door, waiting to go. The world's going by like fast. I'm like, oh my god, you know, it's dark, and so I'm a little worried. And he might have said go, the green light might, I don't remember. All I remember is getting thrown out the door. So I go through the door, I'm out. Had some problems, my chute didn't quite open, and I'm doing kind of a death spin as I'm, because my chute didn't fully inflate. So it's partially inflated, but I've got a good spin going on. So I do what I'm supposed to do. I pull my reserve and I throw it in the direction of my spin, and I don't remember it. Well, I remember it opening, but it seems like when it opened, as soon as it opened, I was, and you know, like 2-3 seconds after, it seems like I hit the ground. And maybe that's, you know, your mind doesn't know what's going on, but so I got two chutes. They open, they fully inflate, and you know, I land in the mud because it was November, December. It was December, and it had snowed, so the ground was all kind of snowy, mushy, muddy, and I attribute that to how I think I survived without any injuries, because the ground was very forgiving. So my chute opens, and I'm on the ground, and I'm just like, I'm a snow angel. I'm happy to be alive. I'm like, woohoo! So I pick up my stuff, put it in my kit bag, and you know, start trudging over. It's dark. There's nobody on the drop zone. I don't even know where I'm at. I just saw like a light in the distance, and so I figured that was where I should go. So I trudge on over, and you know, Sergeant Airborne's like, Airborne, where you been? I'm like, I just jumped. And he's like, what? I'm like, I was a stick of myself, you know? And he's like, what? And he's yelling at me, hurry up, Airborne, get on the bus. I'm like, all right. So I just, you know, get on the bus, and everyone's like, where you been, man? I'm like, dude, let him jump. Don't let him jump. No, he can't jump. No, he's gonna die. Wow, you know, listening to his two jump masters argue about whether or not I should jump. It was quite enlightening, and you know, not my first brush with death, but my first brush with death with the military, and so I was very excited and happy to be alive at that moment. So, I think I did call my parents that night, and I was like, "Hey, you almost were like $400,000 richer tonight." And they're like, "What?" And I told them, and they didn't seem to think it was as funny as I did, but I was just happy to be alive, so I didn't care. Which has pretty much been my outlook. The most of my career is, I'm alive. All right, I'll take it. So it was pretty funny. And then when I got to freefall, I can be a bit of a knucklehead sometimes. So for a static line jump, you jump out, your knees are together, your feet first, and you are in a tight airborne position. Well, in freefall, it's pretty much the opposite. Your legs are open, you're arched, and you try to catch the wind. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I went out straight into a regular airborne position and just went whoosh. So the freefall jump master he jumped out after me, and as soon as I hit the air, I realized what I had done, and I arched. But chewed me out a little bit. Goes, "What in the world were you doing?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, Sergeant. This is only my first, free fall, and I just did airborne. I mean, we went straight from airborne to free fall, and my mind just, I don't know, didn't make the transition. I mean, I made the transition. I did what I was supposed to do, but that first jump, I just went whoop, just like regular dope on a rope. So it was funny. I've enjoyed jumping. Jumping's been fun over the years. Pararescue's been good to me over there. I love jumping. Jumping has always been one of my favorite things to do. Unless it's Georgia in the middle of the summer, or Okinawa in the middle of the summer, and there's no breeze, and it's just stagnant heat, and you're just little crotch pot cooking, and you're just melting. Then airborne or just jumping period is not that fun. But as a whole, jumping's pretty fun. So quick little, well, not a quick little, well, that was quick. Little story on jumping and the honor of Pararescue. I promise that we're good. Don't get in arguments with trolls on the internet. I think people should probably just do it just to make people mad. I mean, if you think about it, can Rush Limbaugh really believe like all the hate that he spews? I think that's a pretty good point. I think people just do it, for the ratings, for the, just because, hey, look what I said, look at me, and that's fine. Like I said, it's America. You can say whatever you want. Why? Because it's freedom. So, thank you guys. Hope everything's good in your world. And I will look forward to talking to you and chatting with you later. And yeah, hope you're not in Michigan or any place freezing on the East Coast. I've heard how cold it is. We're at like 33 all day in Texas, and I thought it was kind of cold, but I heard up north it's like negative 30, so I'll be happy with my 30 degrees over a negative 30 any day. Although, I've been in negative 30, and once you get acclimated to it, it's not that bad, especially when compared to negative 50. Negative 30 is a heat wave, but it's all acclimatization, which is, I'll end on that one. Drink a lot of water, but if you guys can get used to the heat or get used to the cold, don't always sleep with your heater on, and get used to being miserable, because you're gonna end up in miserable places, and you might as well get used to it. So for instance, during the summer, I usually keep my air conditioning so it's like 79, 80. So you're like, well, that's not bad, or that's warm or whatever. Well, but compared to the 120 or 110 degrees it is outside in Texas, that's still cooler, and it helps me get used to the heat, so I'm not dying versus going from I'm big on getting summer cold. So if it's 60 degrees inside your house, and and I'm out in the sun all day, burning up, I'll always get a summer cold. So I try to get used to the heat during the winter. I keep my air down to or I keep my heat up to the house is like 67, 68. So it's not that freezing. I mean, I like a warm house, but you can always wear more clothes. So I don't know, get used to suffering. That's the other motto of Pararescue. Alright, so that's it. So thank you very much, and I'll chat with you guys later.